Welcome back to your online classes, and we are moving on to the third sum, which actually is now about multiplication. We were clear about addition. Addition means you look at the last digits that will multiply, that will add up to give me a number whose digit will be ending with a 0. The similar thing happens here in multiplication also. This also too has a property to its name, which we are not going into detail. The names of those properties we are not discussing it. We are just going to learn how to rearrange to make our calculation simpler. The rearrangement of the properties are basically taught to you to make your calculation faster and simpler and accurate without making any mistakes. So you don't have to go through the entire ordeal of multiplying or adding in order to get your answer. Now here we come into multiplication. We are not talking about addition, we are talking about multiplication. And before we move on to the sums, I will give you an example. See, what we are trying to all the time emphasize and all the time we are trying to target is to get numbers ending with 0 or ending with 0, 0 or ending with 0, 0, 0, because then my work becomes much more simple. It becomes easier. So invariably we are targeting to find out such calculations that will give me zeros at the end. So that makes my calculation easier and simpler. Now how does that work out in multiplication? Now when we're talking about multiplication, similarly, just like addition, I was targeting digits that would add me to get a number ending with 0, like 9 and 1, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, and 5 by itself. Now in multiplication, I have to target as to how do I multiply two numbers that will get me zeros. Now, if I take any number for that matter of fact, suppose I take 247. To get a number ending with 0 for 247, I can multiply it by 10. All I have to write is write the number again and add a 0. Similarly, if I take the 247 again and I multiply it by 100, what do I get? Again I write down the number and I add 2 zeros. So this becomes 2470. This becomes 24,700. Similarly, if I take 247, what can I multiply it to get more number of zeros? Is 1000. So again I have to just only write the number and I have to add 3 zeros. And what would be the number? 2,47,000. Similarly, if a problem or a number is placed in such a way that I can directly add it, multiplied by 10, multiplied by 100, multiplied by 1000 and get my answer, then I would do that and solve my sum faster, easier and much more accurate. Let me give you an example. Suppose I have 256 multiplied by 102. 256 multiplied by 102. Now, I look at the number and I tell myself, had this been multiplied by 100, wow, it would be so fantastic. All I have to do is write 256 and add 2 more zeros and that would be my answer. But this is 102. It's not 100, it's 102. So, to make my work faster and easier, what I will do is I will split this 102 into 2 parts. So that the 100 is separate and the 2 is separate. And how do I do that? How do I do that? What if I take 100 from the 102? What am I left with? I am left with 2. So 100 is split into two parts, 100 and 2. But when I add 102, I get 102. Now what I'll do is, I can directly multiply 256 by 100 and I will get 256 with 2 zeros. But that is 256 multiplied by 100. My question is 256 multiplied by 102. It is not only 256 multiplied by 100. It is 256 multiplied by 102. So I multiply 256 by 100 to get 25,600. My work becomes simpler. And now I have to multiply 256 also by 2 to get an answer, to add to this to get my final answer. Understand this, children, that I have multiplied 256 with 100. I have got an answer. But 256 also has to be multiplied by 2 because my sum is 256 multiplied by 102. It is not 256 multiplied by 100. I have split it up into 100 and 2 so that my work becomes easier. I can directly multiply 256 by 100 fast. How fast? I just write the number and add 2 zeros and I get my answer. But my sum is not 256 multiplied by 100. My sum is 256 multiplied by 102. So I have multiplied by 100 and got an answer. I also have to multiply it by 2. It's easier to multiply with a single digit rather than multiplying by 2 or 3 or 4 digit numbers. You agree with me? So now I take 256 and I multiply it by 2. Because just now I have multiplied 256 by 100. I am still to multiply 256 by 2 because I have split up 100 and 2 into 100 and 2 to make my work easier. So that I multiply 256 by 100 fast, get my answer. And now I only have to multiply it by 2 and add and get my answer. So 2 6 are 12. Start from the last base value. Carry 1. 2 5s are 10 and 1 11. 2 2s are 4 and 1 5. My work becomes simple. Now I add 2, 1, 6 and 5, 11, 5 and 1, 6, 2. So my answer 26,112. Even if you take the calculator and multiply 256 by 102, you will still get this answer. But what I have done is to make my work simpler, easier, faster and accurate. I have taken 256 and multiplied by 100 because it will give me the answer faster. All I have to do is write 256 and add 2 zeros. Like I showed in the example here. 247 add 1 zero. 247 add 2 zeros multiplied by 100. 247 add 3 zeros because multiplied by 1000. Similarly here 256 multiplied by 100. 256 add 2 zeros. But because I have split 102 into 2 parts, 102, I have to multiply it by 100 and get an answer and multiply it by 2 and get the answer, and those answers added up will give me my final